what we're looking to do here is to use our count functions to count, first of all, the number of blanks in the comp status column. So there is a function called count blank. So how many blank cells haven't been completed in that comp status column? So I'm going to start typing in equals count, and we start to see count blank appears. Gets my function name, so I'm double clicking to incorporate that and start using it. The range, I've named the range. If I want to pull that in, I can do that. I can use in formula, or there is a shortcut for it, because if I just press my F3 key, that's function key F3, it will allow me to paste the name in. So in this instance, I'm going to use it from here. I'm going to use the comp status range. There it is, double click or OK to use it. And it starts to complete. That's my function. I want to count the number of blanks in that comp status range. Much easier than sort of scrolling up and down madly with your mouse, perhaps. Now, comp status is a text column. So if I just go down here, you'll see some of the options: abort, complete, completed, and so on, that have been filled in that column. Back again to the top. So this time I want to count how many alphabetic entries there are. There may be numeric ones, but just I'm interested in the alphabetic entries. It's a text column. So this time I do it slightly differently. I'm going to start typing in equals count, and I want that count A, so double clicking to use it. Now I know that I've named my range, so if I just start typing in comp status, I'll see that I can select a named range. Now it's a slightly different icon at the side of it. It's indicating a little range of cells. It's a named range, and I can double click to use the named range. Otherwise, F3 if you want that list of named ranges that you've created as well. So entering that in. Now, we've also put in here the count function, the sum function on the comp status, but if you remember, those are only going to calculate if you are working with numeric data. And of course, we've only got text here, so those aren't appropriate for comp status. There may be occasions when you only want to count entries if they match certain criteria. So down here, I've got a list of the individual job numbers, or the job types rather. So you just put that little heading up at the top there. And I only want to count if the job type matches the entry that I've got listed here alongside it. So this is our COUNTIF function. It needs criteria. The cell containing the criteria if it matches this text entry. So we're looking at our job type column. So I'm going to start typing in equals COUNTIF equals COUNTIF. There it is. There is also one that you can do COUNTIFs. I'll make mention of that again in a second. If you've got more than one criteria, you want to match all of those. Okay, then so COUNTIF, that's only one criteria for this one. Double clicking on it to use it. So the first argument it needs is my range. So I need the job type in this instance. So I could put that in. I'm just going to go briefly though into let me click on the FX button just to take me into those insert function arguments. So the range here, if I start typing in job type, I've named the range. Not quite giving it to me just yet because I haven't typed the full entry in. Alternatively, you can still use that F3 to paste the name of the function in. Right, so job type in this case. Criteria, I need it to match the cell here. So I've got a listing, a unique list of the different job types. I want to count how many of that particular job type there are. So that's just in O11. It's my criteria cell for that. And you can see again in the dialog box here, it actually gives you the entries in that range, the criteria listed alongside it in double quotes, and also the actual result of that function calculation. Okay to that. Because I've done my appropriate, we said that named ranges, of course, are absolute, so that's fine. We can autofill that down. I'm just going to do a double click to autofill it down to the bottom. And there are 3,440 new smart install electrics, and there are 350 install new credit metering, and so on. And of course, if one of those entries changes, it will adjust that count accordingly.